Going to a restaurant or cafe is one of the best things to do on holiday. Most cafes in English-speaking countries are like Starbucks. This doesn't mean that they are very expensive and sell terrible coffee. No, no, no. It means that when you go to the cafe, you go to the counter before you find a table. You decide what you want to eat and drink and tell the staff member. You pay immediately and collect your things. Then you go and sit at a table. In most big cities, you need a reservation to go to a restaurant. Sometimes you can do this online, but usually you need to make a phone call. When you call the restaurant, say, "Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for," and then say the number of people and the date and time. For example, "Hello, I'd like to make a reservation for 2 for Friday at 8 p.m., please." Sometimes the restaurant might be busy. In this case, the person will say, "We're fully booked at that time." He or she might offer you an alternative time. "How about 7:30 p.m.? Is this okay for you?" If this is okay for you, then say, "Yes, that's fine, thanks." The person you are speaking to will then ask for your name. If your name is long or not common in English, he or she might say, "Can you spell that for me?" Yes, that's M-C-N-E-I-C-E. McNeice. He or she will then confirm the reservation by saying something like, "You're all set for Friday at 7:30 p.m. See you then." When you arrive at the restaurant, there might be a host or hostess to greet you. Say to this person, "We have a reservation under the name McNeice." He or she will then take you to a table. At the table, a waiter or waitress will bring you a menu. In the USA, this person is called a server. The server will tell you his or her name and might ask for yours. "Hi, my name is Sandy and I'm your server today." The server might ask, "Would you like something to drink?" Or, "Can I start you off with drinks?" In most restaurants, you will get free water. All you have to do is say, "Can we have some water, please?" Most restaurants are very serious about allergies. The menu will have a list of the most common allergies, like nuts or shellfish. The menu will also say which dishes are suitable for vegetarians and vegans. If you have an allergy or a special request, you can ask, "Does this dish contain nuts or dairy?" You can also say, "Can you recommend a gluten-free option?" When you are ready to order, you can tell the server. Say, "I'd like the pizza margherita, please." You can also point to the dish on the menu. When the meal arrives, the server will say, "Enjoy your meal." During the meal, the server will probably come and ask you, "How is everything?" If you are happy, you can say, "The food is delicious, thank you." If there is a problem, you can tell the server what the problem is. For example, you can say, "My food is too cold." Or, "I found a hair in my food." At the end of the meal, it is time to pay. Say to the server, "Can you bring the check, please?" In the USA, it is called the check, but everywhere else, it is called the bill. In the USA, the server will probably bring the check before you finish your meal. This does not mean that you have to leave now. If you want to order something else, the server will take away the check and bring you a new check. It is common to add a tip to the total. In most countries, a tip of 10% is okay. In the USA, you are expected to add a little more, like 20%. Before you add a tip, look at the check. At the bottom, there might be a sentence that says "gratuity included." This means that the tip is already included in the total. If you are not sure, you can ask the server by saying, "Is gratuity included?" Or, "Is the tip included?" For more information on tipping, look at the lesson called Customs and Behaviors. Now that you know some common phrases for eating in a restaurant, you can practice. Listen to the conversation and answer the questions.